Welcome back to another Minute with Mr. Mason. Today we are on video number 3 of our 4-H presentations, where we are going to be talking about visuals. What are they? How do we use them correctly? And what are some of the traps and problems that we can have with them? So to start with, a normal visual is anything that we can show the judges and the audience to help reinforce what we're talking about, so that you're not sitting there and just speaking for 5 to 12 minutes. In 4-H, we have two main visuals that we almost always use. The first is either a PowerPoint or the traditional poster board that we would write words on and draw pictures. PowerPoint has really taken over. It's easier, and technology should be used. Now, there's some do's and don'ts with having a PowerPoint. The first is you never want to disengage your audience by turning around and putting your back to them and reading off your PowerPoint. You should know what is on your PowerPoint, and you should be able to quickly glance back and talk about it. You should have a pointer, a laser pointer that you can point to each one and reference as you're going through them. Those bullet points also offer you a great chance to set up your script with your PowerPoint, because remember, we use small paragraphs when we write our script. Each one of those little lines may be a beginning part of your paragraph, so it gives you a key into what's the next thing you should be talking about. Now, we have a few rules with PowerPoint. One, we do not put big, long paragraphs up there that you are to read or that your audience is to read. We want to limit our PowerPoint slides to 5 lines of data with about 5 to 6 words in each line. That way it doesn't require them to read but so much. We also don't want to have too many slides. In a normal PowerPoint, I suggest having anywhere between about 6 and 15 slides. If you had a 5-minute presentation with 40 slides, you would do nothing but clicking and changing your slides. So we don't want to do that. The next thing we're going to talk about are the visuals that will be on your table. Those visuals are to also help you not only follow your script, but also give visual references to your audience. So we have them laid out on our table. The first little trick that I like to recommend to new 4-Hers is start on one side of the table or the other, it doesn't matter, but put your props in a row. So as you pick up this prop, you talk about it. As you set it down, you know you're picking up another prop and you're going to talk about that and set it down. As you become more experienced in presentations, you can move your props all over the table, picking up and putting things down at different areas. Now, when we make sure that we pick up a prop, we want to span the entire room and show all the audience in that room what that visual is. If we only picked it up and showed one side of the room, we would eliminate this side of the room from seeing what that visual was. So as you talk about a project or a prop, you pick it up and you continue to talk. You don't stop talking and turn it. You just talk about it as you're showing everyone and put it down. Now, some of the things to think about when you have your props are size of your props. If they are too big, something that it will be covering you up or covering up a large part of your table might not be beneficial to have. You might just want to take a picture of that item, and then you can easily pick it up and show everybody what it looks like. If you have a large visual, say you're doing gardening and you're doing landscaping, and you've created a big life-size, well, not life-size, but a scaled-down model of a house, you might want to have that and then tip it up so that the audience can see it on a more 3-dimensional view than 2-dimensional. When we have our props, we also want to make sure that we do not have any props that are illegal. So remember, there are no live animals, no weapons, so knives or guns, or anything with really sharp objects that are to be used as props. If you need to use a visual like that, if you're doing like gun safety, take a picture of the gun and then you can show it. Okay? We always want to be safe when we're giving our presentations. If you have questions about what props you should be using for your 4-H presentations, feel free to give Mr. Mason a call. I'll be more than happy to sit down with you guys and help you out. Next week, we're going to have a little fun. Mr. Mason has found some old videos of some younger 4-Hers that have become a little bit older now, and we are going to look at how they gave their presentations, give them praise on what they did good, and possibly talk about what are some things that they could work on. Look forward to seeing you guys next week. This has been Minute with Mason.